Hey guys, welcome back to Home Built, and in this episode we are finally taking Harry down to the dyno to get its final power run. Alright guys, well we're back down at the dyno today for Harry's final power run. Last time we were here, there were all sorts of dramas. Harry was not sorted out, wasn't registered, wasn't driving yet, still had the cable clutch that wasn't working very well. It was scrubbing on the dyno. We got the grinder out on the dyno to try and get some clearance. This time it should be a little bit better than that. Harry's been driving great. I might be still a little bit of a leak from the rocker cover gaskets from when I did the valve clearance check last week. But there's no obvious dripping. I can't actually see where it's coming from. I can just see a little bit of smoke and smell a bit of smoke coming off of the heat wrap off of the exhaust. But that may be just where I've spilt oil, filling it up, because that's me. I'm clumsy like that, and made a bit of a mess. So that will probably burn off, and I'll just monitor it. But there's no major leaks anywhere, so there's nothing dropping on the ground, that's for sure. So today's the day. We're going to do the final power run. We're going to take Harry hopefully up to, fingers crossed everything works, we're going to take Harry up to 8,000 RPM hopefully, at least to see what it does and really see the potential of this engine that we built. Neil did a fantastic job so far. The engine, even up to now, driving up to 6,000 RPM, feels fantastic. The power delivery is so linear, smooth. The old dyno graph has said currently we made 186 horsepower at the wheels at only revving up to 5,900 RPM, and the torque hadn't tapered off yet, and the power was still the power curve is a straight linear diagonal line on the dyno chart. So it's nice and smooth. It's really easy to drive. There's no sort of bogging down at the bottom. This has got much better bottom end torque than my 996. So we're going to get in there and see what we can do. Yay! Well, Harry's in strapped on the dyno. We have enabled the map sensor. So that's the first thing Adam's going to be doing, is going through and sort of doing the basic tune on the map sensor, getting everything running with that, because obviously we didn't have that set up before. And yeah, once we've got a few of those things sorted out, we will start looking at doing the full power run. Yay! Well, we've gone through and just sort of re-established the old power runs. Actually, Adam just spent some time then re-strapping the car down, because the way the control arms come out at such an angle, the way he was strapping it, it was pulling it back down hard onto the rear roller. And to get sort of the true reading, you really want it to ride up onto that front roller. Obviously, it drags a lot more power out of the car just spinning that dead rear roller. So that's how you get the sort of more accurate reading. And we've moved the four-wheel drive dyno together, so this front wheel now can sort of, when it gets up on power, the front wheels will dip down and be sort of be held in place by the front rollers. It's still got the straps on the back anyway, but we are getting ready to start moving up on RPM. slightly disappointing, to be honest. There seems to be something going on here. I'm not sure exactly. I'm going to have to talk to Neil at Performance Development to see what his ideas are on this. But as you can see, the red line here is when I came in for my previous tune, my initial tune a while ago, and this is the best tune we've got today. So as you can see, as we get up to around the 6,000 RPM mark, it's actually making less power than it was previously, and you can see torque here. It was making more torque previously as well. And then the torque sharply drops off at 6,000 RPM. And you can see as it is, that makes very little extra power going up over to about 7,500 RPM. It's not making much more power. And the highest power figure we got was 197 horsepower at the wheels. So not really much more than we made before, 10, 11 horsepower than we made previously. So something else to look further into. I'm not sure what could have changed. As I said, like even just the base torque figure has changed. Adam, the tuner, seems to think this could potentially be valve spring pressure. I don't know. I know that Neil went through that quite thoroughly, so we'll have to look into that. He seems to think that it potentially, because of how sharply it all drops off here, it could potentially be the valves are floating. So which is why the torque is just sort of making nice torque all the way up and then drops off sharply. Not sure, but that is what it is. So at the moment it's 197 horsepower at the wheels. We're going to probably get one more run without the air filters on and just see if that makes a difference, see if they were blocked or something, but I've looked at them now, they look pretty clean, so let's go. Well, that's slightly frustrating. It's not exactly what I was hoping for. I was hoping for over 200 horsepower at the wheels, and that did not happen. We didn't even hit it. 197 is not quite there. Something doesn't seem right. We'll have to dig a bit deeper, but Harry's got its tune now. At least I can rev it over the current 6,000 RPM mark, and we'll just have to see how it goes. And we are back home again. So as you saw on that final run, taking the air filters off made absolutely zero difference, not 1 horsepower different. So the air filters are definitely not a restriction. I know a lot of you were commenting when I was putting them on. You can't actually see how the air sucks into them, but basically it's the carbon fiber cover. The air comes in from underneath all the way around, and obviously they're quite free flowing. So that is a good thing, and we managed to get the cruise control, last little tweaks on that, so the cruise control is working. I managed to use that all the way home. That is great, so it's a win. I do have a very slight leak from the lower rocker cover at the back, which is really annoying because there's nothing worse than just a leak, and it just drips on the exhaust every now and then, and you get this horrible, smelly, smoky mess. Not really enough that I'm really worried about a fire, but just stinky nonetheless. And as for the power, that's an interesting one. I mean, I am disappointed. Yes, we were expecting more. It didn't even quite hit that 200 horsepower at the wheels. It was 197 horsepower. It does seem weird that the torque drops off so sharply. It seems like there might be something there, but I'll look further into it. But what it shows on paper and how it feels on the road are two different things. And now that it's opened up, I don't know, it feels like it's got more power all through the range. And that might be to do with me doing the valve lash, things like that. But, I mean, it doesn't feel like it's got less power than when it first went there. It actually feels like so much better now. And now being able to rev it out, it is just, it is a lot of fun. And to be honest, where the power dips off is where I want to be backing off the accelerator anyway. So once I get up to about 7,000, I'm happy sort of, at least with my day-to-day driving, if the power sort of tapers off there, because it's sort of, it's incentive to change anyway, change gear and not wring the neck out of it. And the engines will last longer like that. So anyway, that is Harry running the way it's supposed to, and basically ready for whenever I do get the chance to do a track day. I was supposed to be doing one this weekend, but of course due to border closures, that is not going to happen, so I'll have to wait. But I do have another one booked in March, so fingers crossed everything goes ahead and we're on for that one. So all right, as always, look, I really hope you guys enjoyed the whole series of Harry coming up to now. There are still more things to do on it. I am not happy with a bunch of bits on the interior. I am going to be doing continued tweaks on this car well into the future, so we're not done forever, that is for sure. But I'm just ready to enjoy it now. So anyway, do all the usual stuff, you know, like and subscribe, and join us on Patreon to help out and keep me doing crazy projects like Harry. And if you need to find any parts for your Porsches, make sure you check out PorschePartsByJeff.com first and compare prices there. All right, guys, we'll see you in the next one. See you guys.